day, everyone. My name is Olakule Arije. In today's episode, we are going to discuss the classification of living things. Classification of living things. Classification is another word for taxonomy. Taxonomy or classification is the sorting, arranging, and grouping of living things into groups based on their shared similarities. Classification of taxonomy is the arranging, sorting, and grouping of living things into groups based on their shared similarities. Shared similarities. Similarities or qualities or features or characteristics. So this is the definition of classification of taxonomy. It is the arranging, sorting, and grouping of living things into groups based on their shared similarities, qualities, features, or characteristics. So, students, you can write any of these four words interchangeably. You can write shared similarities, shared qualities, shared features, or shared characteristics. So the father of taxonomy or classification is cardinals. Spelling must be correct to score. We have Linnaeus, cardinals. This is the father of classification. He published his book on plants in 1753. He published his book on animals in 1758. Linnaeus published his books on plants, that is, classified plants into different groups in 1753. Then he also published his books of classification of animals in 1758. So he is regarded as the father of classification. Linnaeus also introduced a system of naming organisms. Introduced a system of naming organisms. A system of naming organisms known as binomial system of nomenclature. Known as the binomial system of nomenclature. This is the system Linnaeus formulated for naming living things. Every society has different names given to different organisms. To unify the different names of organisms, Linnaeus introduced this simple biological system. This binomial system of nomenclature recognizes that every living thing possesses two names, which are the genus name and the species name. The genus name and the species name. The genus name can also be written as generic name. The species name can also be written as specific name. So he introduced two names for every living thing. We call the first one the genus name. We call the second one the species or specific name. The genus name of different organisms. Two organisms can bear the same genus name. Two organisms can bear the same genus name, but no two organisms bear the same specific name. He gave a rule of writing the scientific names of organisms using the generic name and the specific name. The generic name starts with a capital letter. It starts with a capital letter. To write a specific name, the first letter starts with a small letter. The specific name starts in small letter. The generic name starts in capital letter. For example, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium vivax. These are two different organisms. They belong to the same species, they belong to the same genus. These are two different organisms with the same genus name, but different specific name. So two or more organisms can share the same genus name, but they cannot have the same species name. The species name is unique for every organism, while the genus name can be the same, meaning they belong to the same genus, but they are different species. So by the rule of the binomial system of naming organisms, the first letter of the genus, this is the genus is the Plasmodium falciparum, is the specific name. This is the specific name, this is the genus name. The specific name and the genus name are both underlined separately. They are underlined separately. The first letter of this generic name is written in capital letter. This must be in capital letter. This must be in capital letter. The first letter of the genus name must be in capital letter. The first letter of the genus name must be in capital letter. The first letter of the specific name must be in small letter, and both of them must be underlined separately. They have to be underlined separately, and there must be space between them. They should not be written together. And when it is written, when it is typed, they have to be both appear in italics and bold. So this is how to write the scientific name of organisms, and this represents the binomial names of this particular organism. There are two organisms here: Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium vivax. Both belong to the same genus. Both have different species. The first letter of the genus name must be in capital letter. The first letter of the specific name must be in small letter. Both of them must be underlined separately. So this is the rule of guiding the writing, guiding the writing and naming of organisms as proposed by cardinals, Linus. So there are also different reasons why organisms are classified. Organisms are classified for so many reasons, but among them are for referencing, for study or research, to know the evolutionary trend of organisms, to know the geographical distribution of organisms, to also know the how organisms are identified, to also be able to place organisms in specific group or order, and so on and so forth. So when we meet next class, we are going to discuss more on classification.